More on this now, head straight to Madrid to speak to Roberto Vázquez, an analyst at the Hanseatic Brokerhouse. Thanks very much for speaking to us. And I guess the two big threats facing the Spanish economy right now, the banks and the regions, how high, what are the prospects for a potential default in those regions?
Hi, how do you do? First of all, I would like to tell you thank you very much for letting me now staying here. Yeah, as you said right now, the Spanish economy is coming on a lockdown because of the situation. BBVA has published his results in the morning, and there has been a big slump into their accounts. Especially, what worries me is that the delinquency ratio or non-performing assets ratio is extremely high. Besides the fact, last week we had a prohibition by the Spanish regulator in order to try to contain, in order to try to keep that falls. There has not been any sentiment, any fundamental sentiment, which means that the economy is going to recover.
You mentioned the BBVA earnings, Roberto, and of course we know that second quarter profits slumped as it took more losses on real estate. How much worse could the situation get for the Spanish banks? I know that there has already been a 100 billion euro bailout committed to these banks. That's going to be direct recapitalization, but of course that money hasn't come through yet. There could be complications over the transmission of this money to the banks. And then on top of that, there are concerns as to whether or not that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I do agree. In fact, on Thursday we are going to have the biggest important event because of the ECB's meeting, where they will deal with the Spanish situation in order to support them. Probably we will get more news regarding to the financing operation as a litro, and probably we will get some support because Mario Draghi will try to convince that we need to recognize that support. In fact, I think Mario Draghi is going to struggle in order to try to help the peripheral countries, and probably there will be more funds that can help us.
And of course, we need to distinguish between the Spanish banks, don't we? I mean, despite these earnings from BBVA today, there is a consensus amongst analysts that the larger banks, BBVA and Santander, will be able to make up earnings to generate the capital shortfall. But I suppose it's those medium-sized, smaller banks that could be the real drag on the economy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Probably it's going to be the biggest drag in the economy.
Well, Roberto Vázquez, thank you very much. Great to get your analysis.